is the way forward. We need a fur-free
policy!
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 Because we will not leave
Until you stop the killing!
We will be back.
Until you stop the killing!
We will not leave.
Until you stop the killing!
We will be back.
Until you stop the killing!
Shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
For Piana, shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
LVMH, shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
Shame on you, animal killers!
Shame on you, animal killers!
For Piana, animal killers!
For Piana, animal killers!
LVMH, animal killers!
LVMH, animal killers!
Policy!
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 Fur-free!
Policy!
What do we want?
Free 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 policy!
Fur-free policy! Animals' lives are their rights.
We have just begun to fight!
Thousands lives are their rights.
We have just begun to fight!
Their fight.
Not ours!
Not ours.
Not ours! Not ours! Not ours! Shame on you for what you do! 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 How many animals died today? How many animals died today? How many animals died today? Shame on you for what you do! Shame on you for what you do! Kill one dog! Kill one dog! Kill one dog! Kill one dog! Until you stop the killing! Until you stop the killing! Until you stop the killing! Until you stop the killing!
Can you tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
So we're here demanding that LVMH adopt a fur-free policy. So many other companies have agreed to go fur-free after pressure campaigns such as this one, and they will go fur-free. It's not a matter of if, but when. So it's up to you, LVMH. When will you go fur-free?
What do you have to say to people watching this? How can they take action?
You can call any LVMH subsidiary, call them directly and tell them to adopt a fur-free policy.
Awesome, thank you so much. So some of the LVMH subsidiaries are Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, Loro, Piana, Tiffany & Co. The store or the company doesn't necessarily have to sell fur for you to ask LVMH to go fur-free, because LVMH owns all of these different companies. So you can call headquarters, you can pick an individual store and call and ask them to go fur-free, or you can protest at your local store. tell me just a little bit about why you're here today at this protest?
Yeah, definitely. So this is Loro Piana. They're one of the brands under the LVMH umbrella. LVMH is like the last big conglomerate, fashion conglomerate that has not dropped fur yet. We got stores like Loro Piana, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Berluti. Marc Jacobs has not announced a fur-free policy. They've sold fur in the past. So these are some of the brands that are selling fur when so many others have dropped. I mean, if you look around in City Center, you'll see Montclair that has dropped fur. You got all sorts of these YSL nearby, Saks Fifth Avenue, Macy's not too far. All these different companies and brands have dropped fur, and they're the last ones, the last major brands to stop doing it. So we're out here saying, quit living in the past and drop fur like all of your competitors have done, because they're obviously staying in business. They're still thriving. You can too, and you don't need to contribute to this needless violence for no reason.
What would you say to activists who want to get involved but think that this might seem a bit harsh? Maybe they think doing a protest like this might make activists look bad or seem crazy. Could you just explain the objective of a protest like this?
Sure. Well, I mean, I always say this way, like, if you look at any social issue, if you look at any, like, progress that's been made with anything throughout history, it doesn't even need to be animal rights, it can be any movement, it's not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to make progress. It's supposed to make a difference. And being quiet and folding our hands and saying, I'm not comfortable, that's not going to get the job done, unfortunately. This tactic has worked for all of those other brands that I mentioned, and many, many, many more. Monique Lehoulier, Dolce & Gabbana. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. That didn't get done by saying, oh, I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to look like I'm being pushy or I'm not comfortable. You need to get out of your comfort zone if you want this to end, and you need to get out there and pressure them, use these pressure campaigns to get these brands to drop fur, because that's the only way it's going to happen.
What would you say to people who say that this kind of activism doesn't work?
I'd say they're wrong. Look at all the brands that have dropped because of this. If someone could say to me, well, this brand dropped because I did something else, I certainly would be able to listen to them, but the results are on the side of this tactic, and it works. And that's not to say that legislative activism doesn't work. It's definitely worked in getting different cities to drop fur, and Israel's dropped fur in the entire country, and California, the whole state. Different, I know Ann Arbor, Michigan, some spot in Florida, Massachusetts has a lot of places. So legislation is definitely good too. There are other avenues, but as far as getting stores to drop fur, this is the way. If someone else has a better idea, I'd certainly be able to listen to it, but the results are showing that this works for this.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, you got it, thank you.
LVMH has blood on their hands. So can you just tell me a little bit about why you're here at the protest today?
I'm here today because Coalition to Abolish the Fur Trade has done one of the most groundbreaking movements the last couple of years in completely shifting the amount of stores selling fur. Currently, only a very few set of stores remain, like Max Mara and LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton, and a couple other stores. And by just demonstrating them and using every tactic in the book, we have gotten so many to stop selling. And until Louis Vuitton stops, along with any of their subsidiaries, we will be back every single day, all the time, until they stop.
If there's somebody who wanted to get involved right now, what would you tell them to do?
Call LVMH. Call every store you can find. Get involved. Go to capusa.org. Follow Animal Activism Mentorship on Facebook, Instagram, and join and get involved in ending fur completely.
Awesome. Why is this campaign important? And then I'll let you get back to it.
It's important because it's the final target, essentially, of this movement. It's been a long-standing movement, and we have eradicated almost all of the fur industry. And what's left of it is stores at the very top, and is essentially the final boss, and we're taking it on. We're not hesitating.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we have a lot of protesters out here at the Loro Piana in Washington, D.C., letting them know that LVMH needs to drop fur. These activists are not backing down. They're making a lot of noise, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Tell me a little bit about why you're at this protest today.
Well, today it's 2023, and I can't believe that we even have to be here to ask people to stop anally and vaginally electrocuting innocent animals and skinning them alive, holding them captive against their will for their entire lives, to use them for something that we don't need. As humans, we have so many amazing abilities and capabilities. We've developed amazing materials that can keep us warm. We do not need these animals' skins and furs. This is shameful. LVMH is a giant conglomerate, and it would set a precedent if they would stop selling fur. So we want a fur-free policy, and we want it now.
Why should people care about animals in the fur industry? What happens to them, and do they have the ability to suffer?
So animals in the fur industry suffer immensely. They are just like our cats and dogs at home, and really they're just like us in all the ways that matter. These animals are kept in cages, and they go insane. No one deserves to be held captive against their will so that someone else can profit off of their murder, because we cannot get fur without death. That's obvious. It is literally their fur, and they have to die for us to get it. So, I mean, animals in fur farms literally suffer for their entire lives, and their deaths are some of the most horrific that you could possibly imagine. So, LVMH needs to stop selling fur now, and these animals, people need to care about them because they can't come out here and stand up for themselves. They are literally stuck in those cages, and we're the only hope that they have.
If somebody cares about this issue, but they just don't know what to do, what would you tell them?
Well, there's so many ways to get involved. So the Coalition to Abolish the Fur Trade, CAFT, is doing amazing things right now with the campaigns that they've got going. And so if you're specifically interested in standing up against the fur industry, find out about what they've got going on. But please sign up at theanimalsneedyou.com and join Animal Activism Mentorship, and you can learn to how better help the animals and use any skills that you already have to help them and learn new ones.
Awesome. That's theanimalsneedyou.
Theanimalsneedyou.com, or you can go to animalactivismmentorship.com. The animals need you, so please go there and sign up.
Any last thing you want to say before I let you get back to the protest?
Well, I want to say that I just hope that everyone can, just be empathetic. If we all had empathy, none of this would be happening. So put yourself in the place of the animals who are suffering at the hands of our species, and don't be a part of that violence. Align your actions with the morals and values that I know you already have, like justice and compassion and kindness, and do the right thing. The innocent need to be protected. They are vulnerable. They need our protection. So help them and don't be a part of the bad things that are happening to them.
All right, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to the protest.
Thank you.
Shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
Shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
Shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
Shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do!
Go in there, waste their time, and don't buy anything. You're actually helping us. Shame on you!
Shame on you for what you do! 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 Put animal abuse! 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 Fair trade, fair trade! Fair trade, fair trade! Fair trade, fair trade! Fair trade, fair trade! Fair trade, fair trade!
Hey, could you just tell me a little bit about why you're here at this protest today at Loro Piana?
Yeah, so we have word that Loro Piana is still selling real fur, that is skin off of living animals' backs. And we're quite aware of the suffering that these animals endure. And we're out here asking Loro Piana, we're out here asking LVMH, Bernard Arnault, drop fur now. There's no way forward torturing animals. This is the 21st century. It's time we adopt faux fur like the rest of the brands. Let's grow up now and do the humane thing, the compassionate thing for all living beings, because we can.
Exactly. LVMH has a lot of brands that sell fur and some brands that don't sell fur, but they're all tied back to LVMH. Can you tell people a little bit about how they can get involved if this is something that they care about?
Hashtag fur-free policy. Join your local group that's standing up for animal rights. This is what we're here for. We're here advocating for all sentient beings.
Yeah, it looks like we've got some extra police showing up over here. Can you tell me a little bit about what happens to animals in the fur industry?
The fur industry, the animals are usually confined in wire cages with no flooring, very cramped conditions. They're forced to live in their excrement and to breathe in the fumes their whole lives, if you can imagine that. They're bred for this purpose. And at the end of this miserable existence, by the time they've just been driven to insanity, bouncing back and forth in this wire cage, they are vaginally and anally electrocuted. In the 21st century, we're still doing this to little living beings. Like, these are pets or, beloved animals that some people have in their homes. And we're subjecting them to the most inhumane and cruel treatment. It's completely despicable, and there's no need for it. It's time that we move forward and just, as a society, just adopt the logical path of faux fur. There's no need for this.
What would you say to someone who cares about animal suffering and cares about the animals that are suffering in the fur industry, but they're not sure what to do, or maybe they think they can't make a difference? What would you say to somebody like that?
It's so simple. There's so many retailers that have fur-free policy in place. So the first thing you want to do is look on their webpage and see if they have a fur-free policy. And if they don't, one really great thing that you can do from anywhere is just to send them an email, contact them, call them and ask them, hey, can you adopt a fur-free policy? I really love your product, but if you don't have a fur-free policy, then I can't really shop there anymore. I'm sorry. And if you make that decision, it will really make the difference for these animals that are suffering needlessly and endlessly. So we must bring the end as soon as possible.
Exactly, and there's so many people in the United States and around the world, in Europe, that are protesting LVMH and Max Mara right now. We're definitely stronger together, going against these two different targets. Is there anything else you want to say before I let you get back to the protest?
Fur free!
Policy!
Fur free!
Policy!
For animal abuse!
Everybody's welcome to come and join us. Please just refer to AAM. They're going to have booths, and come and join us. The more, the better. Power in numbers always. Animals need trade also. Let's get this done, guys. Share.
Animals! Blood on their hands.
There's a baby off to the side from this protest, and this security officer or police officer is trying to say that they can't put the baby there.
Stop selling fur! 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 Stop selling fur!
And for anybody wondering, the baby has ear protection from all this. Hey, can you tell us just a little bit about what's going on out here?
We're here in Washington, D.C. We're outside of Loro, Piana, which is under the LVMH umbrella, and we're here to stand up for the innocent animals that are suffering for the fur industry. They're being vaginally and anally electrocuted and skinned alive for profit. and we're here to try to put an end to that.
Do you think this type of activism actually works?
Absolutely. Pressure campaigns are the way to go. We've taken down quite a few of the retailers from YSL to Oscar de la Renta. It's been working, and we're going to keep it up until it ends LVMH as well.
Awesome. What can you say about what the animals go through in the fur industry?
They're bred into existence. They're kept in tiny cages that are covered in feces. They spend their whole life running in circles, going insane from the small confinements that they're in, just to be murdered at the end. So this intentional anal electrocution, skinned alive, some are bludgeoned, some are poisoned. It's absolutely disgusting.
What would you say to somebody who cares about injustice? Specifically in this instance, somebody who cares about animals, but they just don't know what to do, or maybe they don't have a local group, maybe they live somewhere that's not in a big city, or they just need help, or they need some kind of empowerment or inspiration. What would you say to people who have not gotten involved yet?
I would first of all tell them, if they can, go online and go to the animalsneedyou.com or animalactivismmentorship.com and sign up for the 3-month free mentorship program. We have activists and mentors around the world that can get them connected with people in their community so they can get active. You can find your local chapters of Anonymous for the Voiceless. Go to your vegan restaurants, find other vegans that might be doing things in their community. There's so many ways to get involved, from wearing shirts and jewelry to signing petitions, doing protests. So many ways to do things right now.
Anything else you want to say before I let you get back to the protest?
Call LVMH and tell them that this is barbaric and disgusting, and it's 2023. We have many textiles we can be using where we don't need to use the flesh and skins of animals to clothe ourselves.
Awesome.
It's disgusting.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
As you can see, this protest is in full force. All of these people believe in this type of activism because they know it works. As a lot of people that I've interviewed have said already, you know, Alice and Olivia, Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, Oscar de la